Let's start with Q School. So many storylines. Fallon Sherrick plays well but fails to secure a card. Corey Cadby returns and wins one. Adam Smith Neal wins a tour card on the very last day, while Conan Whitehead misses out on a card by just one leg. And in fact, if he hadn't played that last day, in hindsight, he would have got one. Oh, the drama. Issue 1, Q School. What jumps out at you? The format? The players? What?
I think the format is a bit of a problem because there's 7 days worth of action and it just doesn't seem to produce the best players. I mean, if you look at the flaw in the system with Conan, who could have just lied and stayed in bed all day and would have got a tour card, but he wasn't to know that, and he missed out by one leg. It's just mad. I think more cards should be available from the Challenge Tour rather than Q School, but I can understand from a selling point with the playing and people getting into it and everything like that why it is what it is, but there needs to be changes to the system to make it a bit more fair for everybody else.
Well, you know what you always say, it's a lottery.
Yes, absolutely. And I know people have a go, not have a go, but have a bit of a laugh on it on Twitter. But yeah, I always maintain it's a lottery, and the vast majority of the players don't do anything on the Pro Tour for 2 years, and then go back onto Q School, and then they'll find themselves in the Challenge Tour not earning much money. So it's one of those things. But the problem is, what is the best format for it? Who knows, because there were about 12 or 13 different versions of different things. I know the darts referee came out with a video saying about different ideas. And again, you look at it, you think that's great, but then you think, well, maybe not. But there's loads of pros and cons for it. And it's one of those things where they might have to change something to see how good that does in 2 or 3 years, for 2 or 3 years, and then change it again. And I don't know.
It's a fascinating watch on Dart Connect. 7 days this year, 3 days qualifying, then 4 days for the cards. How about Corey Cadby? A lot of controversy around this guy, and he's back with a bang.
He is. There's nothing wrong with Corey Cadby, the darts player, but Corey Cadby, the person, there's always controversy around that issue. The issue is, can he stay out of trouble? If he does, then the sky's the limit for him. But yeah, we've been here once before with him, and he's probably lucky to get another opportunity. But this is the opportunity he has to grab with both hands, because his talent's there. There's no doubt about it. But you know, from a darts player's point of view, it's good that he's got a tour card. But you know, it's just one of those things. Let's see what happens.
Adam Smith Neal. I mean, this guy is not well liked, to say the least.
Oh, the reaction with him for getting a tour card is just mad. I'm no fan. But people putting out petitions to stop him from getting a tour card and everything like that. Yes, if everybody wants to read into what he's done, he's not a great character at all. But you can't ban him because he's done something good, because they didn't seem to have a problem with him doing Q School. It's just a problem with him getting the card. And at the end of the day, they need to chill out a little bit more, and the complexes of his character will be shown up in the end anyway, because I don't think he's that popular around the professional darts players anyway. So let's see what happens.
I will say one thing, he's got time maybe to repair a bad reputation, and I'll say another, this guy is a pressure player, isn't he? I mean, this guy can play.
Well, yeah, he can. I mean, he's won the World Masters, then he proceeded to do nothing for 3 or 4 years. Then he gets this card and everything like that. But another person who's got good pressure, who's lastminute.com sort of player, is Nick Kenny. Again, last day he gets a tour card, and he's got into the World Championships through the qualifying for the PDC. So he's another player that really has got more talent than relying on lastminute.com. And Nick Kenny, I think, will have a good year this year. That's my prediction, and now it's on tape. Let's see what happens.
You talk about Nick Kenny. If you look at a guy like Josh Payne, it'll be interesting to see how these guys take a second chance.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Josh was a shock, because he was doing all right. Yeah, he lost his form a bit, then he lost his tour card, and then he went onto the Motor Super Series and did all right there. yeah, it wasn't too much of a shock to get a card. There's just something missing with him at the moment. Perhaps he's got it back. I don't know, but he's another interesting one. I mean, he's only 28, 29, so he's still got plenty of time.
Do you think Q School is too open? I mean, you still have some players there shooting very low averages.
Yeah. I don't think people should be entertain the idea of Q School if they haven't done anything at a ADC level or at a county level or at WDF level or anything like that. I know people say with their money they can do what they like with it, which is fair enough. But 450 quid to get thrashed 3 days on the trot, not my idea of fun. I mean, there's plenty of events by the WDF and ADC circuits where these players can go on and play against players of their similar standard and learn a lot more for their game. But going to Q School just to say, yes, I'm a PDC player, okay, you get onto Challenge Tour, but Challenge Tours are more or less the same. So it's just one of those things. I would rather than have a complex system if they improve changes on Q School where they basically, have you achieved anything in any of these fields? And if the answer is no, then sorry, you can't go to Q School. If the answer is yes, then go. Not everybody gets in, of course, but, I'd rather cream the top off a little bit.
You have to give a shout out to Dart Connect because I find myself watching it. I'm glued, checking in on my favorite players, the North Americans mostly. I was watching Fallon as well, and I'm sitting there wondering to myself, what am I doing? I'm watching chalkboards here.
Yeah, basically we're watching numbers on a screen and, just change and scores and averages and all these scores like, oh, is this guy going to get 180? Is this guy going to check out? Is she going to check out? Things like that. And you just think, it's the Darts Connect and Darts Atlas as well for the ADC. It's been a great creation because, you can watch it anywhere. You can put it on your laptop, you can put it on your phone, you can put it in your tablet, and you can watch it anywhere. It's a great invention and it brings more to the game, and I like it. It just brings another dimension to things.
I like it too, and I'm always sitting there in anticipation, waiting to see if it goes yellow 0, as if the takeout happened. I just can't wait to see it. And then you're like, oh, he missed. No.
Yeah, yeah. Or you wanting another player, not because you prefer the other player to miss and he doesn't, and you just think, oh god.
I know. It's a great watch. Kudos to Dart Connect, dartconnect.com. You gotta love it, baby.